mud-soaked boots sparking under the dawn. Rod in my hand, casting lines till they gone. Crickets chirping, beef frogs humming the bass. Got hooks in the water, dreams in this space. Reel it back slow, feel the tug pull hard. Backwater, Georgia, fishing stars in the yard. Sunset gold is painting the flow. Crank that line, let the country trap blow. Cypress shadows stretch, a scene soaked in grime. Moving that bobber like it's keeping through time. Bass jumps wild, a fighting outlaw streak. Georgia's water's talking, hear the river peak. Lantern glow, flicker, fireflies on high. Sip on the stillness, the moon's my alibi. Bait box heavy, but patient, steady. Beats in my soul, 808, stay ready.
Hey, and welcome to the Real Backwaters, man. We are doing a rebrand. This is the first episode on the new rebrand. And we have a great guest tonight for y'all here on the Real Backwaters, Mr. Darren Wendell from Wendell Fishing. If y'all don't know him, y'all need to get to know him. And we are here to bring him to the Paddle and Fin Network as well. So hope y'all enjoy the show, and let's get this thing kicked off right quick here, and we'll be right back.
Welcome, kayak anglers. You are tuning into the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network, kayak fishing's best network of shows with great hosts covering all things kayak fishing, bringing you special guests covering topics such as shore fishing, river trips, gear reviews, angler profiles, tournament news, and more. Sit back, relax. Let's do this.
Hey, and welcome to the show, Darren. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing good. I'm getting ready to head down to Gunnersville tomorrow. I'm on my way, stopping through Tennessee. Going to be fishing with Alex Rudd. Going to be fishing with Creek Fishing Adventures. Going to spend some time with Chad Hoover. Hopefully, connect with a few other people when I'm down there. So I'm jacked.
Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a fishing trip.
Yeah, it is. Come on. What I'm talking about.
So, yeah, man, welcome to the Real Backwaters, man. We have rebranded, and this is the first podcast on the new rebrand.
Nice. Is that logo the one where you asked me about last week? Did you get that?
Yeah.
You turned that around fast.
Yeah, that guy was pretty quick. I reached out to him after I spoke with you through the text, and I said, "Hey, man, can you make me like a cartoon character holding a fish?" And I sent him a picture, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll get it to you in about 3 days." So
it's incredible what they could do. It's like, and you get it. You're like, "Whoa, that's impressive. Let's go."
Yeah, he was good. But yeah, man, glad to have you on the show. I know you're a busy man. You've got your own podcast. You hell of a YouTube channel, and you're steady fishing.
Whew, I got a lot going on. I'm actually getting ready to turn up the volume. What I've been doing really part-time, and I'm getting ready to give some full-time, full court press to the content creation, to a few other things I got up my sleeves, some ideas on working, some collaborations on. So I am excited to get out there, do a lot more fishing, do a lot more content creation. So this is going to be a good year.
Hey, as always, content creation is hard.
Oh my gosh!
And we'll dive deep into we won't dive deep into it, but we'll kind of dive into the world of content creation, because, as you know, I'll tell this later on in the podcast. But yeah, it's like a job within itself.
It is.
Especially when you work a full-time job, and then you're trying to, on your days off, you're trying to content create and stuff like that.
Yeah. What people don't realize, like, you ever see what was like in the movie, and after the movie at the end, it's like, oh, the producer, the videographer, the audio technician, the freaking donuts, catering, all that stuff. That's all one person. It's you. And if you got to be like a jack of all trades and constantly be learning, or it's just going to be tough. You're not going to be able to compete in the day and age of YouTube and content creation. So being a constant learner is a part of it. And I think everyone has this idea that you're just going to get this viral thing that takes off. I've never had that viral thing that takes off. I don't expect that viral thing to take off. Just base hits every single day. I got a base hit video. The next day, base hit video. It compounds on itself. And but like you said, to make no mistake about it, work.
Yes.
Work.
So let's kind of introduce you, Wendell. Darren, Wendell,
Yeah.
Wendell Fishing. So tell us where you're from, what you like to do in your off time,
Yeah.
family life, or what you're trying to juggle.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Man, I'm up here in Canton, Ohio. So I've lived here all my life. I'm kind of a mutt of the Midwest. I got a family, my wife of 12 years, 2 kids, 9 and 7, 2 girls, trying to get them into fishing. And just been grinding away for about 4 years at the content creation deal. And I love it. I love the content creation deal just as much as I love fishing. And so even though it's a grind sometimes, it's work. Sometimes you do it at the expense of fishing, and some guys are like, hey, you know what? Some guys and girls are like, I'm out just on that alone. And so it's interesting. So that's what's going on, man. I'm right up here in Northeast Ohio. We're ending the pre-spawn, entering right into the spawn. So I got like 60-degree water right now. And so that's kind of where we're at, which is
Prime time.
This is prime time. And then I'm going to turn around and head south and go fish Lake Gunnersville. And if I time this correctly, should be a shad spawn happening right around the time. If it is on Gunnersville, we're going to have stupid numbers. Stupid. So
Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I've been seeing some of the fish that Austin's been putting up, which is Chad's son. Man, he's catching some tanks, man.
He's getting it dialed in. I have him on my podcast coming up soon, so I'm excited because I haven't really spent a whole lot of time with him. But man, he's putting up the donks, that's for sure.
Yeah, I kind of like I saw his kayak set up where he's got the extended pole with his fish finders, and
he's got everything.
Yeah, man. Man, you might as well put a bass boat underneath your feet.
Oh, then you got that yak off thing going on. Everyone's just what I want to do next year. I have a Sun Dolphin Aruba 10, and I put one fishing rod pole on it, rod holder. I'm going to enter that bad boy next year. We'll see what happens for the minimalist out there. It'll get votes. I know it will.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that yak rods thing. If y'all hadn't, I think that Kayak magazine has been doing that deal, right?
Kayak Angler Magazine, yeah.
Yeah, Kayak Angler Magazine. There you go. I met one of their editors down at ICAST last year.
Was it Burnley?
Kind of tall guy.
Rick Burnley?
I can't remember his first name, Darren.
Okay.
But but yeah, it's kind of funny looking at that yak off stuff. It's they come up with a great idea on that.
Yeah. And I got all my votes in there, so hopefully I win something. We'll see what happens. And so it's kind of just fun to watch. I try not to get like super over the top on just more and more stuff on my kayak. One, I have a Bonafide P127, so it doesn't really I can't have a command center and because I got a pedal drive right in front of me. So I kind of have that stuff off the side on my rail mounts. But we'll see. I'm going to try to get into a new kayak this upcoming year. So I have a throw and go. I have an inflatable. I have a native Slayer Propel 10 and a Bonafide P127. But I want to get something that has kind of spot lock, kind of dial that in. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I run an F12, new canoe F12 with a bow mount. I don't have spot lock because I'm thinking about going to a transom mount just because I fish a lot of rivers down here.
Okay.
And that bow mount, man, you know you're running up river and you're hitting logs and
yeah, and it's not popping up like it's a stern mounted motor. It's you're
yeah. I actually pop on the new canoe mount. It's got 2 screws that go into they build them in.
Okay.
Well, I did a log last year and it popped one of them out, so I had to refabricate.
Oh wow, you hit it hard.
Yeah, I did. I was running full blast. I was ready to get out the water and
all right, so you're doing like a single origin entry. So you go in and you run up river and then float down.
Well, it all depends on which river because I have my spots on the river just like anybody has spots on rivers or lakes, anything like that. So, but yeah,
so you're small hunting.
Nah, well, we don't have smallies down here.
What?
Yeah, if I want to catch a smallmouth bass, I have to go up to Augusta, which is 2.5 hours away.
Okay. Okay.
And in the Savannah Rapids, they call it the Savannah Rapids, but that's a long story. I need to get up there and catch one because I've never caught one.
Oh, heck yeah. You got to have a bucket list fish. I live in Ohio, obviously. So getting things like tarpon and redfish, I've never once. I maybe have gone deep sea fishing 4 times in my entire life. So I need to get out on the road a little bit more.
Yeah,
Broaden the horizons.
yeah. Georgia has the opportunity to catch 10 different species of bass a year. That's how many different species we have down here in Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
If you catch five, you win the Angler's Award. So,
Oh, okay. We have something like that in Ohio where if you catch a certain length of a certain fish, you win an angler pin, and then you get like
yeah,
a master's pin if you catch 3 over that. And like it's 21 inches or 20 inches for bass and like 28 inches for catfish and stuff like that. It's interesting.
yeah. Georgia has they have the Angler Award. I won it back in 2022 for 25.25-inch largemouth out of we call them oxbow lakes down here because what happens is the river floods these little areas and the water gets trapped in there.
Yeah.
But you can access them from the river. You just pull over the little hump of
Yeah. Portage over the
swamp.
hump and
Yeah,
boom.
yeah. And so I went in there one day, went down the river and hopped over it and caught a 25.25.
Ooh, that's way beyond my PB. Way beyond.
What's
But
your PB?
a 7-pounder, it was a 22.75. And so for Ohio, that's Donkey Town. For you guys down there, it's like, okay, I caught that last week. That's a Monday.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe this next week I bump up my PB. So 2 years ago, I caught my PB on Gunnersville. And then I caught back up here in Ohio. So if I can get anything over 7 pounds or a 23-incher, that'd be a good week for me.
Oh, for sure. For sure. So, and Gunnersville can produce it.
You can produce it. And I have I'm fishing with Chad Hoover. So if anybody knows that lake, it's going to be him. So we'll see if you can put me on him.
Yeah, for sure. He's got it dialed in. Austin's got it dialed in, so they know
whether
they're hanging.
We got them both. And maybe I'll get Fluke Master to drive on over. All 3 of them. They'll be jumping in my kayak at that point.
Oh yeah, for sure. So tell me the object of we're going to dive into this content creation a little bit.
Yeah,
because y'all were selected by Chad Hoover a couple years ago to have like he did a tournament.
The Knucklehead.
He selected some of y'all content creators off YouTube to kind of be like the captain of the
captains.
team.
Yep.
So kind of tell me the story behind that.
Yeah, the story behind that was just to create a team approach to tournaments, right? And so, I mean, obviously Chad's a businessman. He's got KBF, so the more people involved, the better. And so essentially he crowdsourced to get people more involved with tournament fishing by doing a month-long tournament where you can win a spot on your favorite content creators team. And so I had it. Alex Rudd had one. Jay Valentine, the bearded. And you get a variety. John Creek Fishing Adventures, and a variety of people then promoted it through their channels and their sphere. And you can have a team of 5, and so technically a team of 4 because I didn't have to win a spot on my team. And then we went down for the Knucklehead Championship the first year, and that's the trophy you see behind me. So my team won first on that. I caught my PB in that tournament, and that's just kind of how that ran. I love team tournaments. I'm not a big, huge, massive tournament guy. I do the monthly KBF challenge, which last year I won the state of Ohio, and I'm doing it again this year. I'm doing very poorly. I don't think I'm going to win the state again this year with the start I'm having, but you never know. And now I'm getting into a couple kayak adventure series. Got one in Springfield coming up. Got 2 more in Pennsylvania. And so Drew lives like 30 minutes from me. And so we recently I grabbed his Smalley and did a review on it. But that's kind of what the Knucklehead was. And so I've kind of fell in love with team tournaments, and that's why with the Kayak Adventure series, I am doing a team tournament. So I partnered up with Fishing with Gramps. And we're going to go over there in Springfield and put the hammer down on some smallies and some largemouth, hopefully.
So what are y'all fishing, a lake or a river?
You get to choose. That's the cool thing about KAS. It's like, hey, here's Springfield's the center of attention. However, you could drive over to Columbus if you wanted to. You can do Buck Lake State Park right there in Springfield. You can drive to the Little Miami, and these are like hour away, so it doesn't have to be one singular body of water. And so it really opens up the playing field a bit. It's interesting.
Yeah, I really wanted to catch the KAS when they went down to Florida for his first.
Oh, the Kissimmee chain.
The Kissimmee chain and things like that, but I just couldn't swing it. But next year, hopefully he'll hold something down south here, and I can swing over there and
yeah.
Eat.
My co-host put the hammer down, pulled first. Seth Taylor, he got first for the KS down there at on the Kissimmee chain. He just pulled second at the Bassmaster Kayak Series on Dale Hollow.
Yeah.
And so, he's on a rampage this year.
He's
rampage.
Well, that's good. That's that might get him into the Bassmaster Classic.
He's got dreams of doing this, and man, he's got the juice to do it. At least that's what we've proven this year. So I'm real proud of him. It's pretty awesome.
Right. But
it hurts when you lose by a half inch. And so, I mean, that's what tournaments are. You lose by a quarter, you lose by a half. But all he needed is half inch, and if he tied, he would have won because he had big fish. Sucks to get second, but man, still proud of him. It's pretty cool.
Right. So let me pick your brain about content creation there.
Let's do it.
And a little bit and get it out here to all the listeners. And tell you the story why I'm picking your brain about it is because I've rebranded. I used to be Southeast Georgia Kayak Bass Fishing, and I still run tournaments this year, but the tournament scene is going away for next year.
Okay.
And I'm dipping my hands 100% into YouTube and the content creation stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I still work a full-time job, things like that. So how would you go about hitting the content creation part 100% if you had to start over right now?
Yeah, I mean, it depends what you want it to be. Do you want it to be a hobby, or do you want it to be eventually your full-time job? Because it's two different approaches, right? And so, How do you want me to answer that?
As a full-time job, quitting my day job and becoming a YouTuber.
Okay.
Full-time.
Yeah. So for me, it took about 4 years. The first year, however, was a year of just kind of like goofing around. I didn't know what I was doing. It was never in my mind this was going to be a full-time gig. Then my wife and I started having conversations about how much I was spending on fishing stuff. And so I was like, oh, I'll just monetize this bad boy. So if any of you who are just, thinking about getting into the YouTube thing, in order to monetize a YouTube channel, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours rolling for a given year. And so monetized, and you start paying a little bit. And then you start picking up a little steam, you start thinking, oh, wait a second, you can do the math moving forward. Since YouTube compounds, you could really just figure out, hey, in 5 years, if I crank on this like a business, this could be my full-time gig. Now, it's going to be as individual as a person, what you make now, what you need to replace, and so forth and so on. But around year 2, and it wasn't until I started treating it like a part-time job did it really take off. And so dialed in my thumbnail game, dialed in my content game, and just went full bore. I mean, I was doing for a month, I think last year I was doing 3 shorts a day and a video, 2 videos a week, and a podcast part-time. And so I'm getting ready to turn all of that volume up. But, then you started, you got to organize your affiliate revenue. And so in the YouTube game, you got stack revenue, right? So you can make money through AdSense. That's just Google paying you through YouTube for ads, and they share that with you. And then you can make money if you have a podcast, you can make some money on your podcast through those ads. Then you got affiliate revenue. So you can do an affiliate program through like Amazon Associates and set up all kinds of those links through there. You get like 3% back, or you can go through Tackle Warehouse or Fish USA. There's a lot of them out there. and they'll provide different varying rates. And so you just start stacking revenue wherever you can. Then when you start getting into, or businesses start taking notice of you, they reach out. You're like, hey, we'll do a brand deal. First, it's like, hey, we'll trade you this fishing rod, and after you use it, if you like it, you can do a review on it, and you kind of broker deals like that. And then when you start getting around the 50,000 sub mark, which is really just a vanity metric nowadays, because there's channels out there with 150,000 subs, and their watch time is poorer than my channel when I only have 50,000 subs. And so really what to focus on is watch time. And that's all YouTube cares about anyways, right? It's how they make their money. Eyeballs on the screen for as long as you possibly can, because as long as those eyeballs are there, they can sell ads, right? And that's how they make their cash. And so don't worry about subscribers, watch time, if you want to make this a business. And so at a high level, what you need to do, if someone's really looking into this, is you have to think, you got to remember that YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, owned by the number one search engine in the world. And so what people are typing in are questions about fishing, right? They're not saying, watch some dude go fishing, right? They can go fishing themselves. They don't need to watch someone go fishing. They're trying to learn. I want to go buy a fishing kayak. So I need someone to do a review on a fishing kayak. So Darren goes up, grabs Drew Gregory's Smalley that just launched, do a review on it, hop in it, paddle it around, fish out of it, and do my review. And so those are the type of videos that I specifically like to do. I like to answer specific questions. And there's a lot of tools out there on the internet to figure out what people are searching around kayak fishing, around fishing. And then you just start building a library. And my personal approach is I love creating evergreen content. I don't really kind of get on the viral train. I'm not trying to create the next viral video. I'm trying to create a video that you could watch it today and it be useful, and you can watch it in 10 years. It would also be useful because it's evergreen. I'm not following the latest trends. I'm not following the latest fads. I'm not following the latest whatever controversy is in bass fishing. You typically won't see that on my channel. I might touch on it in my podcast, but you're not going to see me do dedicated videos toward it. And then in the midst of all that, setting up an LLC, setting up a website, making it look as professional as possible. I respond to just about everybody that reaches out in the comments. Been doing it for years. And so really just treating it like a business. I just ripped for you there. I don't know where you want to go deeper on that, but man, that was a high level.
Well, you said a lot in a short amount of time.
Yep. That's YouTube in me.
Yep. So, golly, there's so much out there in the world that you can watch, you can read, you can do research on, but hearing it from a person that has a monetized channel live like you do is okay. You've got to treat it as a part-time job to move it into a full-time job, just like anything else. You work a part-time job as a kid, as a teenager, and then you move into adulthood. Then you got to start supplying bigger amounts of money for your household, right, to a full-time
100%.
job. And like you said, is you can't see it behind me because it's so damn dark in here, but over in this corner over here is all my fishing stuff. And as fishermen, we're hoarders.
Truth.
We're hoarders. We don't sell shit. We don't give away shit. We don't
collect them all. Yep.
Yeah. If I buy another rod for the same reel that I'm using, that rod goes into the corner because that new rod might break. I need that rod next week.
You need a backup, of course. I mean, it's only logical, right?
Yeah.
Logical decisions.
Yeah. So that's where I'm trying to pique your brain at is going to a full-time status on YouTube.
Yeah.
And everybody's got their clicks, their niches, whatever you want to call it. And my thing is, I bought a kayak to kayak fish with. Then I started getting in the bass tournament scene. I started putting on tournaments as a director. And I got away from my roots. And I think that's the reason why I need to go back to my roots in order to build my channel, because there's more things to give people here in the state of Georgia, just like Ohio or New York or wherever, as far as fishing goes.
Yeah.
Because I have so many species of fish that I can fish for down here. I just don't need to limit myself to just one species.
Sure.
So that's where I tend to bring the real backwaters out, because I like to wade creeks. I like to
Oh yeah.
to trump the swamp, more or less. Take a good old cane pole, fiberglass cane pole, or a regular cane pole, and do a little what we call bugging. It's just a little sneaky peek bug. It looks like a fly, more or less, and catch some brim and
Nice.
things like that. So just trying to get more content. I think I can build more content out there on that platform than I can just bass fishing itself.
No,
So,
I'm sure. I mean, they say the riches are in the niches, even though niches is not really a word. Niches.
yeah.
But yeah, the more you kind of niche down, is you have a tendency to create your core, create your base. I mean, there's who's the guy who owns Mule Fishing? Ethan Weiler or something like that. Nonetheless, ultralight. His thing's like ultralight. I mean, his channel's taken off. You'd be like, is there that many people around the country that love ultralight fishing? The answer is yes. And so I'm sure there's, once you kind of carve out, John Dalton's like creek fishing. He just goes creek fishing, puts a video up every other day. People freaking love it. And so you can do the same thing. And here's the beauty of YouTube, Daniel. This is what I love about it.
Yeah.
Is that I'm probably not saying things that a lot of other channels out there haven't already said. That's not the point. The point is, it's how you say it, the values that you hold as a person. It's how you treat people. It is how you respond to individuals, and your vibe will attract your tribe. There's thousands and thousands of bass fishing channels out there, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kayak bass fishing channels out there. But I see people over in your comment section that literally write me every day. And that's the beauty of YouTube, right? People are being, I don't know, this is just a feeling I have. They're disillusioned with there's this famous professional person who's fishes, and they're giving out tips and tricks on their YouTube, and they have followings, don't get me wrong, but I think what is more gratifying to someone who's watching a YouTube channel is that I can write that person and they could write me back, and I can have a conversation with them and ask a deeper question, which you're probably not going to be able to do with someone at the pro level. And that's what I think makes YouTube and the community on YouTube really separates what YouTube can do for people and how they can interact with individuals out there who have channels.
Yeah, for real. I think that's one of the big misconceptions out there is people not responding their comments. That's like being at work and not responding to an email. And your coworker saying, "Are you going to respond to that email I sent you 3 weeks ago?" You're kind of looking like an asshole, right?
Right.
So I think if somebody, and I try to do it myself, Darren, is when somebody comments on my content, I try to say, "Hey, thank you for the comment. I'll try that," or I'll I'll look into that or something.
Sure.
Things like that. Way they know that you're a real person and they're just not commenting and you're ignoring their question.
No, 100%. Like, hey, I'm a human. I took time to write you, and by you not writing back is communicating something. And so many content creators do that. I don't understand it. I mean, I've received since the beginning of my channel, I just looked at this, over 10,000 comments. I have either responded, I probably responded to 9,000 of them, and I've hit the heart and I've read every single one of them. Not a day goes by that I don't check it 4 or 5 times a day. And not only because this is a business and that's just smart, but I used to work as a major gift officer. I worked with some of the richest people on the planet for nonprofits, ask them for hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. And so anytime someone wrote you wrote them back. So maybe this is ingrained in me. But I don't know, maybe I have a step up because I know I see so many bigger channels that are like, you go down to their comment section. There's no responses, and every like 50, maybe there's a response. I was like,
Right.
I don't know about, I don't know what you're doing, but I know I'm going to pass you simply because you're not engaging your audience. So
Right.
keep on doing
as
what
a
you're
whole-
doing.
And as a whole, I think YouTube kind of looks at it and say, okay, this guy's not responding to his comments. That do we need to stop sharing that video? You know, or do we not need to put him in the algorithm? What the hell the algorithm is? That's a whole nother damn podcast for 3 hours. But but yeah, it's I try to, and I guess I'm just that person that I like to talk. Especially when it comes to fishing, and especially when beginners have questions. That's the big thing, is that there's so many people out there now that are getting into fishing and have been into fishing, but just like somebody asking you, Darren, is what you know what would you recommend as a beginner kayak or immediate kayak or an advanced kayak, things like that. So
Oh, yeah.
they're going to reach out to these content creators, just like I was working last night. I'm gonna tell on myself here a little bit, but I listen to podcasts while I work, and the guy made the comment was, "Do you think sponsorships with these big bass people on the Pro Series is going away because of all the content creators? Do you think that is a true statement or what?"
100%.
Because the content creator can sell more product than the pro guy can.
Business, right?
Yeah.
So how pros kind of sell their sponsorships, and I've heard this kind of wild and crazy. They'll enter into a conversation with the company like, oh, I have your name on the side of my boat. I travel 11,000 miles. I'm going to pass so many different cars, and that's going to be 11 million impressions. And I was like, really? You think people are like picking out of the 60 decals on your boat and looking at the one and being like, oh yeah, I need to go check that out when I get home? It's ridiculous. And so the antics a lot of these pros have been using to sell sponsorships, I think the marketing teams in these big, large companies are like, there's no way to track conversion on this, right?
No.
I mean, unless you're freaking KVD, and there's some that don't apply, but for a lot of them, having another patch on your jersey is not producing the ROI that companies need to be able to justify the cost and expenditure, unless you're like so huge that you just want success by association. Like, hey, we're going to give Wheeler $30,000 just so we can use his likeness in our stuff. That probably won't go away, but will go away as content creators get smarter and smarter, and as they start to know their numbers. Like, I have a media kit. I can go to a company and I can tell you that I sold 7,652 items last year through Amazon Associates. Do you want a piece of that? Because I have a conversion rate of 11.2%. Means that of every 100 people that click on a link, 11.2 are buying. And I know that with your marketing efforts, you might be getting 3%. And so the more content creators start to know their numbers and present brands in this way and start positioning themselves as authority. And I don't even do hard selling on my channel. It's just like, hey, I'm doing a video. If you're interested in this item that I use, the link's in the description. Like, I'm not doing hard sales. And so I think companies are getting wiser and wiser. Freaking China does this like pros. Soon the United States companies will be like, hey, you know what? I think it's time to, and you've already seen some of them start to do it. I think a lot of companies, unfortunately, got burned out of the gate with content creators that were like, hey, send me some free stuff. They got sent free stuff and to never hear from them again. However, there are still a few who treat it like a business, and it's a business transaction. Yeah, I'm going to give you this in return for this, and we're going to track the measurable results. And I don't think the pros are operating in that way. I think they're like, hey, I'm out here winning, and I just need you to give me money so you can use my likeness. And I think that's only going to apply to a few of them. Meanwhile, you got this slow transition of cash that's moving over to content creators, because really what companies want is eyeballs, right? And if
Right.
people aren't watching, or people start not liking watching people look at a forward-facing sonar, pros look at forward-facing sonar screens all day, and it's not exciting anymore. But what people are listening to and watching, I can tell you, I had 9 million views last year. Trackable. I can prove them. I can take you into my analytics. Like, this stuff is going to matter more and more, and I think it's going to matter more and more over the next 3 years.
Yeah, I think by looking at what's going on, and I'm not going to jump into this real deep. I'm just going to make the comment is what's going on with bass and all these rules, regulations, and all this mess. And what Ray Scott built is not there anymore. I don't think.
Mhm.
And if you look at it, why is Ike McAnally signing a contract with Wilderness Systems? You know, because he's supposed to get out of the bass boat world and get into the kayak world 100% because he knows that's where it's at.
Yeah. There's
Um,
there's money there. I mean, he's not. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
yeah, so I think the boat world is starting to trend over to the kayak world more and more because, and you'll see the money start flowing that way as well. Just look at what Catch and all them guys are doing, Bonafide's doing, things like that. They're pumping out boats that 200, 300 people are buying a year. It's a no brainer.
Yeah,
So,
it's exciting. I mean, that's why I'm doubling down, tripling down on this thing. I believe there is going to be a boom in the next 3 years. You know, the tariff thing kind of I'm getting a lot of companies telling me right now, like, hey, we're kind of on a spending freeze. I had a company reach out this morning. I reached out to them in conversation. We're on a spending freeze until we figure out this tariff thing. I get it. I got time. It's like, when can we have another conversation? I'm like, hey, reach out to us in the fall. It's like, fantastic. I'll reach out to you in the fall.
right.
But I think it's slowly more and more money. There's going to be bigger and bigger budgets when content creators are providing measurable results, and it's coming. It's already here, but I think it's going to get wild and crazy.
Yeah, just like you said earlier, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. If you like I did earlier today, hey, does live podcast on your YouTube help your analytics? Or
Yeah.
help your watch hours or stuff like that. It's a no brainer, right?
I mean, I always assume that if YouTube has it there for you to do on the platform, like tags, people are like, oh, tags don't mean anything anymore. Like, yeah, they do, or YouTube wouldn't make you fill them out. They're using that information in some way to learn more about your channel. Everyone's like, oh, I need to go start a secondary shorts only channel. No, if YouTube's putting them on the same channel, they got plans for this. I'm going to bank that they are going to figure this out. And so this is man, they're such a juggernaut.
Yeah,
So fun.
It's definitely like Alex Rudd says, a damn rabbit hole you can go down.
It is. And here's the thing. You can go in kind of analysis paralysis mode by looking at, because they give you so much data, more data than anybody in the business. And you could sit there and you can, look at your channel and look at, I can look at Alex's channel. I look at someone else's channel. Like, why isn't mine performing like that? I got to the point where I just can't do that. I'm just, you know what? I'm just going to crank out. I'm going to spend all my time, effort, and brain power on cranking out the next best idea that I can think of in the best possible way to present it that makes sense for the most people, and not spend an hour just going down the deep, dark rabbit hole of why wasn't this video or why wasn't that. I spent a little bit of time analyzing, but man, I spend a lot of time just getting crap out the door.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing lately is just, I kind of looked back at the videos that did well on my channel, and just kind of say, okay, well, I need to kind of not revamp the video, but do another video in that circumstance in that same era. But also, they said YouTube always likes to keep consistency, You know, what is consistency to you, Darren? You know,
Yeah, that's a
pushing
great.
one week, one video a week, 2 videos a week.
So when I think consistency, my mind does not go to days and time and hours and minutes. Not at all. When I think consistency and what I think YouTube is actually looking for is consistency in message and consistency in kind of grouping and niching. And so, yes, can you go 3 months and not post anything and expect radical results? No. But do I think that, hey, I'm gonna post it Tuesday at 9:14 because I saw some person in a video say that Tuesday at 9:14 is the time to post, and then you do it again 14 days later, then you do it again at 21.3 days later, and then it's the magic. You broke the algorithm. I think it's a bunch of BS, to be honest with you. Do I think that you just consistently do what you can do? Yeah, if you have set goals. When it first started out, I was like, I want to do a video a week because it took me 8 hours to edit a video and get it out the door. Now I can edit a video in an hour to an hour and a half. And I can create 3x the amount of videos. And so I have a rhythm of consistency, but also that consistency is also in message. So you're not going to get some random boat review on my kayak fishing specific channel. And so what I'm trying to do is create channel authority. And this is something I believe that YouTube pays attention to, because you could, if someone's just fishing, and I've had people do this before, they reach out, hey, I like the way that you titled your video. Can I use that same title, but just, change it out just a little bit? I was like, you can do whatever you want. YouTube's not going to give you the same results just because you're using a title that looked like the one on my channel that YouTube sent to the freaking moon, right? That's because I have more channel authority in kayak fishing than you do. You can build that, but it's going to take you time to do that.
Right.
And so I think that when I think of consistency, I think of creating the content that gives you channel authority and the thing that you care most about.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that's where I'm kind of moving to is trying to be more consistent with my stuff and being relative to what I am already on the channel. Because I can't come on here tomorrow and talk about, well, I blew up overnight and got 9,000 watch hours and 9,000 subscribers in 1 hour, because YouTube is going to look at that video and going, okay, why is he talking about that when his channel's fishing?
Right.
So, but yeah, great information, Darren. Especially on the content creation side.
It's interesting. I get invited on a lot of channels, and this is usually where the conversation goes. And I'm always thinking, why does the conversation always go there? So I'm curious. I'm going to flip the question on you, because I'm curious why you wanted to spend time there, which I have no problem doing. I love being helpful. I think there's a lot of people who fish who think in the back of their mind, I want to start a channel for whatever reason. And I think a lot of them haven't pulled the trigger to do that yet. And so that's why I don't mind talking about it. In fact, I'm thinking about doing some collaborations about putting maybe some courses together on how to do it around fishing. But I'm curious why you brought me on to talk about that.
Well, paying attention to your channel as I have and looking at your content, is you've built a hell of a community. And I think people respond to you very well. And because in my opinion, you're an average guy.
Yeah.
You don't, you're not sitting back, you don't have a I don't know. I just feel like you're a down to earth person talking on the camera. You're not pretending to be someone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and that's a trap in the YouTube world, by the way. If we're going to talk about content creation, it's real easy to watch others and be like, oh, and even mimic them to a degree, so much so that you get a few months down the road, like, I don't even recognize myself anymore, because you're doing what you think the algorithm or audience wants you to do, or what you feel like you need to be, which is inauthentic, and people read that in a hot second, and that people fall into that trap a lot.
Right. Yeah. Because they want to be like the Googans. That's
want to
what
be
they
like
want.
they want to be like whoever it is that they follow, and they feel like, oh, that must be what successful is, wild and crazy and blah blah blah. When you can't keep the energy up because it's not who you are,
Right.
man, you do yourself a massive disservice, and people, they see right through it.
Oh yeah. But yeah, thank you for your time in the content creation.
Yeah,
endeavor
man,
here.
it's good.
Yeah, it's let's get back to fishing a little bit.
Yeah,
How
that's
about
good too. I like it both.
that?
Fishing for views, watch hours, fishing for
Yeah.
bass. I like it all.
So we're gonna run a little lightning round here for you.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go. So the first question: would you rather have a spinning reel or a casting reel?
Oh, you see, if you would have asked me at different parts of my journey, I would have told you different things. Early on, I've been like, oh, spinning reel all freaking day. That's because, most people learn. I mean, I learned on the spin cast reel growing
Yeah.
up, and then you graduate to the spinning reel, and then you dial in all the things that spinning reels great for, like tackle, finesse fishing, Ned rig, wacky worm, compact spinner baits. And you're like, oh, what else could I possibly need? Right? I'm slamming them on this. And then you're like, wait a second, there's a world of bass fishing where you can enter into the bait caster, bigger lures, bigger bass, just learning and developing your craft. And so, a few years ago, it would have been a spinning rod, but now I only carry one, and all the rest are bait casters. And so I carry 8 rods on my kayak at one time until I dial them in. And so I like, I'm getting into the buka baits, trick shad, and trying to get into more swim baits. And I just caught, actually, I didn't like catch it. Like my buddy saw this gizzard shad at this local lake of mine, kind of struggling in the water, and he got his Yak Attack net and lifted that thing up. It was a 16-inch gizzard shad.
Yeah, I
And
saw
was
that
like,
on the catch board.
ooh. So if that thing's swimming around and there's bass in there that are eating that thing, I need to upgrade. I need to find a bigger rod to handle my bigger gizzard shad looking lure. So I'm on the hunt. There's a 9-pounder that was caught out of that lake just about a month ago. So there's giants in there. And so that's probably, I can't get it out of my head.
Right.
Anyways, that was a long-winded answer to spinning rod or bait caster.
No.
Bait caster now, spinning rod 3 years ago.
And I'm kind of reversed on that. I kind of grew up on bait casters only. I never picked up a spinning rod till about 4 years ago.
All right. Look at you. You just like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm going all in off the bat.
So I'm like you. I carry 6 to 7 casting,
Yep.
and then one spinning rod because I fish a light. I don't know if you ever heard of the Charlie Brewer slider worm.
Nope.
Just a very finessey type worm. It's been around, golly, for ages, and he fished it. Mr. Charlie Brewer himself, the original owner, he fished it on a spinning gear, but it was like a 5-6 rod and maybe a 500 style reel.
Oh, wow, tiny.
Yeah, tiny, but he was catching tanks in the Tennessee Valley area. Tanks, man.
Oh, I love it. I took a deep dive into lure specific bait casting rods. I partnered up with Impulse Rods, and once I did that a couple of years ago, I really started getting into the difference it makes to have a rod that handles a bass and handles a lure was wild to me. I was like, oh, why do people get all crazy about, $250, $350, $500 rods and reels? Because once you get to the point, one, you want to spend that money on that stuff. Two, can spend that money. I know a lot of people can't. But some people are like, hey, I'm all in. I'm all in fishing. I'm all in kayak fishing. Money is not like, I don't even care. I would rather catch fish than eat or feed my family. I'm just kidding. But it really made a big difference. When you start dialing in the rod actions and powers and how you can pair those in your mind to the line and to the lures, that's like next level craft. And it's a lot of fun just to know that knowledge. And to be honest with you, you can land more fish if you know that knowledge. And so it's exciting to me.
Yeah, it definitely is. you know, a lot of beginning anglers don't know all that, and they try to do research on it, and you're like, and they just get totally lost.
Yeah. I'm actually creating a series right now. I just finished up editing a video just for that, right? And so yeah, someone's got to explain it. I didn't know it at one point. No one did. And I always get comments in the comment section. This is so basic. I was like, bro, believe it or not, you didn't know this at one time in your life. So you need to calm down. There's people out here, all different walks of life. This is a teaching channel. And so you can go flex someplace else. So anyways,
it's just like a damn recipe, right? A cooking recipe.
People doing people stuff.
You know, if you don't know how to cook cube fried steak and gravy and onions, you're going to look it up, right?
You're going to look it up. People be flexing though. They think because they're further along in their fishing journey, that they can come in and look down at people who are a different part in their journey. I just ban them.
Yeah.
I have a policy on YouTube is don't feed the trolls. So I don't even give them the time of day. Like you and your comment are not worth my brain power, because I got 15 other comments who love the channel and are actually interested in learning. That's where I'm going to spend my time, not trying to go back and forth and get the next biggest zinger.
That's right. So another lightning round question.
Yeah, our lightning round's super slow. Sorry, I keep answering these things like 5 minutes long.
We're slow tonight. These light beer that I've been drinking, Miller Lite, slowing down the
Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I'm about to rip through about 24 of these when I'm driving down to Gunnersville and back. So, oh my gosh.
But I was asked to ask you this question though.
Oh, who asked you to ask the question? Is what
My
I don't
wife.
know. Oh, there we go. Like someone set me up.
What kind of bourbon you drink?
Ooh. I just had my buddies came over this about a week ago, and he brought Whistle Pig. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
And it's like a rye bourbon.
Rye.
I like Knob Creek. I mean, I'm really an equal opportunity. I like it with friends. I really don't drink it by myself, and so that's why sometimes on the podcast I'll have something. I never really make mention of it, but it's just like, oh, I'm hanging out with my fishing friends, even though we're on the screen. But and that's the reason I started this podcast. It wasn't to get likes, it wasn't to monetize. It's grown into stuff like that. But I knew nobody in the fishing world. And so now I'm 97 episodes in. It's like I know 97 more people than I would have 2 years ago. And really what that has, I mean, I wouldn't be fishing with Alex Rudd and Hoover and Dalton this week if it wasn't for my podcast. I truly don't believe it. Well, Chad actually reached out to me before I asked him to be on the podcast for the Knucklehead. Yeah. But it's interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, one more question. We're about 52 minutes in. I'll usually run about an hour. People just get tired of me talking. Jerk bait, hard jerk bait, or soft jerk bait?
You know what? For the longest time, I just did the fluke, and it wasn't until this past Knucklehead out on Lake Gunnersville, and I never really fished the jerk bait. And so I was on a team with Seth Taylor, who's now my co-host of the Kayak Fishing Obsessed podcast, Jack McRoberts, and a few other people who won it the year before with me. And Seth went out and he has FS and puts it on perspective mode. And he was like, guys, I caught like 100 bass yesterday. I'm like, 100 bass on what? He's like, the freaking Berkeley Stunna. I think it's 112. And he loves that thing. Loves it. And so, all right, you need to take me out. We're pre-fishing. He takes me out the next day. I caught like 60 bass on the freaking jerkbait. And I didn't even bring my jerkbait rod. I left it at home. So I'm using like the spinning reel, and I'm getting so tired because that thing is a lot longer than it should have been. I should be using like a 6/8 topwater rod to be, whipping a jerkbait all day long. But it's that weekend where I fell in love with the jerkbait. I've been throwing it all the beginning of this season. Just caught a nice one. I just threw a picture out, a video up, I think yesterday or day before yesterday. And so I am now a hard jerkbait. I like the Berkeley Stunner. I want to get my hands on a Vision 110, but I don't want to pay $25 to do it because I'll lose it the first cast. And so I just need to get sponsored by Pure Fishing or something where I can just go on the Berkeley website and just get whatever I need to get. So dream
you some.
Dream living. Now I'm going to go down there. I'm not going to ask him to give me. I'm just going to, when he's not looking, I'm just going to take one of his.
Yeah, just rob his tackle box.
I don't know. I'm not telling you I'm stealing these from you, but if you're a little bit short, then you're just going to put in a reorder. So I'm liking jerk. I think jerkbait fishing is what I've done the most of this March, April, and heading into May. So I don't know. I love the action of it. It's fun. It's not like I'm just reeling in. So I love just imparting action and it keeps my brain and my OCD at bay.
Yeah. I've never really fished. If you know the Rapala, the brokeback Rapalas, the old black and gray ones.
Okay. Oh yeah, silvers, the blackbacks.
Yeah,
those are money.
Blackback, silver. Yeah. That's what I grew up fishing in the rivers down here, and the chain pickerel love them, the mudfish love them. But yeah, that's what I grew up on. But I've never really got into jerkbait fishing like some people have, and I started throwing. Golly, I think I threw the 13 fishing loco in the loco color.
Okay, I haven't got my hands on one of those yet.
Yeah. Just because the spotted bass lakes here in Georgia, which are Clarks Hill, Hartwell, and all that, the spotted bass love them.
Okay. Yeah. I'll probably be throwing them this week, especially if there's shad busting. So I mean,
for sure.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard when I have a co-host who consistently is winning first, second, first, third, second. And he's doing it on the jerkbait. I was like, I need to pay attention to what he's doing because I'd be an idiot not to. And so I've been learning a whole lot from him. I still need to get my hands on some FFS, working on that. So right now I'm just working side scan with my Garmin UHD 92 SV. But I'm still fine with that. I mean, it's not in the budget to get right now, but we'll see. The Lord will provide or he won't provide, and I'll be fine either way.
Yeah, I use my side scan about as best some of these guys use forward-facing sonar.
Yeah.
If I can see them with that side scan, I'm going to catch them.
See a side scan, you show me a stump, I'll get them.
Yeah.
I'll get them.
That's right.
100%. I mean, using side scan, I've shared this on my channel and on the podcast from time to time. But, you get into the fishing, you're like, oh, okay, how do I move the needle? How do I get that competitive advantage? And everyone's like, it's not the next lure. I'm telling you that right now. Everyone thinks it's the next, artificial bait. And that's what sells a lot of them. And it's not the next rod. And it's not the fluorocarbon over mono. It's none of that stuff. I mean, you can move inches, but what moved yards for me is when I upgraded from my Garmin Striker 4 into a side scan unit. And it opened up a world that was unknown to me. I was fishing lakes that I've been fishing for years and running over spots that I didn't realize, oh, there's a stump field below me. I've run over this spot 100 times and never fished it because I don't know what's down there. Like I know the depth, but I don't know what's down there because my Garmin Striker 4 wasn't telling me. And I'm telling you what, last year was the best year I've ever had because when you locate those, especially out in deep water and the stump fields or that underwater structure or the underwater cover, and you start throwing stuff down there. Oh man. Yeah. I had 20 over 20 up here in Ohio, which is pretty freaking good. So I was catching some donks last year and it was because of that side scan sonar.
Oh yeah. It's especially, you're going down a trough or a ledge and you look on that side scan about, damn, 20 feet out there, there's a grass line. And you start fishing that grass line.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, dude.
Come on.
Let's rock and roll now. We're going to fish this grass line the rest of the day.
Yeah. And you can get into side scan units for $1,000. I think that's where they're at. You might be able to find some deals for a little bit less, but usually that's where side scan picks up on pricing. So if you're out there, you're listening in, you're like, hey, that sounds interesting. I don't have FFS money, which that's even coming down, right? You got the Lowrance Eagle Eye 9.
That's right.
at $1,000. I mean, you're using 3 of the 6 typical arrays, but nonetheless, it'll do the trick if you just try an entry level into forward-facing sonar. And so, I mean, it keeps coming down, and eventually over time, it'll keep coming down, more down and down and down. And so it'll be, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. Can our fisheries handle that? I don't want to get into that. I don't know. Nor am I interested in arguing about it. But it'll be, man, the fishing, it's so rapidly growing, and technology is rapidly advancing. Is there a point where it's like, hey, hold up, our fisheries can't handle this? And I don't think we're there now, but I did a video how AI could potentially destroy bass fishing, right?
Right.
And so you get AI, which is separate right now from fishing sonar and forward-facing sonar. But what happens when those connect? When companies connect AI and they can connect weather apps and deep dive apps, and they can start pulling all this information, aggregating it, and they know that, hey, yesterday this 21 incher was caught right here on this lake because someone posted it on FishBrain, and then it's taking consideration this cold front, this front's moving in, and barometer, and it's literally just saying, since you're on this lake, it can be hyper specific to lake. You push a button, just take you to where the fish are. Like, I need you to go here, and it just creates your milk run for you based off of all this AI aggregated information. That's coming. That is coming, and that's what scares me.
Well, and going back to this, Darren, it is going back 50 years in the fishing. Them guys kept it by notepad. Notepad.
Yeah, it was on your brain.
So, but yeah, it's I think there's probably technology that the Japanese or Chinese are probably already working on that, to figure out how to accumulate all this AI stuff into sonar units and
fish finder units, technology.
Yeah,
I mean, it is
because
rapidly.
It goes by dates and times and moon phases and water levels, and
You won't even have to use your brain. It literally, if you have the money to pay to play in fishing, I believe there will be a time where you're like, hey, you could wake up one day, and if you're independently wealthy, you'd be like, I want to be a really great fisherman. And if you have the money, you could be a really great fisherman. I'm not saying that time's right now, but I'm saying give it 5 years. If you want to drop $10,000 on an AI generated forward-facing sonar unit and how far that's come since today, you just push a button. It'll take you and throw this on this with this line, with this lure, this time of the day, in this exact spot.
Yeah, it's going to come to that, and that's that's a whole nother podcast for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
It is. It's crazy how things have, I guess, came about in the last 5 years in the fishing industry, and how things have evolved. You know, you look at Cast King bringing out an eye reel. You know,
Oh yeah,
it tells you the distance you cast, tells you how fast you're winding it, you're cranking, you know, what depth the crankbait's at, you know, the line, and things like that. So it's out there for sure.
it's out there, and as soon as a company just figures out or starts developing the deals where they connect it all, that's where it starts accelerating.
It's probably
faster than our industry
some
can
kind of
handle.
engineer that lives in Mama's basement probably going to develop it.
I believe they're working on it right now. I think it's just you got companies over here, they're just so disjointed, but as soon as they come up with deals, I think you'll see an AI fish finder in the next 3 to 5 years.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think so too.
And then I also see, like, you'll get tournament trails. You're like, hey, and I'm surprised you don't see a lot more of them. Like, we're just going to swing back to just using your brain. And I think there'll actually be a huge outcry and people wanting that at that time. Like, I can't even afford to keep up with the Joneses over here with all the technology and everything comes to fishing. I don't even want to keep up with it. I'm not even having fun anymore. And so I want to get involved back in, the good old days where everybody is in the same playing field. No electronic tournaments, I believe, will become a thing in the next 5 to 10 years. I mean, a lot of them.
I think so too, and getting the people back into talking to the camera that's on the boat,
Yeah,
instead of looking straight down at a screen.
100% engaging, and it'll swing back. I mean, will technology ever stop in the fishing? No, as long as there's pros that they can hang it on or have use it, these companies will continue to create it. But I think it'll get so far that people are like, hey, you know what? I don't even want that anymore. I want to go back to
The
things that
root.
were less stressful and the
Yeah.
roots. And you already have that. You have that group now.
Yeah.
We're kind of right in
And
the middle of the balance. So
especially in the kayak world, you got these little small niche groups going, well, we just want to paddle. Then you got
yep,
this one set, paddle and pedal. Then you got this one set, well, we'll allow all three. And then you got this one set, no motors only.
motors only. I got the other set. I want 2 motors.
Yeah. I want to put a 9.9 on the back of
Yeah,
that thing.
I want to go 10 miles an hour, and then you got over here. Oh, I can outfish you with my one rod and reel any day, Monday, blah blah blah. And you got guys like me. I was like, I carry 8, and you got other guys like I carry 14, and it's interesting that everyone is, it's just different strokes, different folks, and that's fine.
That's right.
You fish. I hiked the Appalachian Trail back in 2008. And everyone, of course, you talk every single night. I hiked for 6 months straight through the Appalachian Mountains. And one of the common sayings on there, because all you do is talk all day. And so you talk about other people all day. And it was always hike your own hike. If you want to hike this fast, if you want to run it, if you want to stop, if you want to do this, just hike your own hike. Fish your own fish, folks. Why are you so worried about what other people are doing? Y'all need to calm down.
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm kind of getting back to my roots with my channel to end this thing and to get it rolling back to where I kind of grew up at, to what I was doing to where I'm at now as a fisherman.
How do you
Um,
feel like you've mission drift from that?
that I bought a kayak, and then I ended up selling that kayak, buying my second kayak,
Yeah.
and then I wanted to get into tournament fishing and then become a director.
Oh, that
And
sounds terrible right there.
yeah, it's and it just burns you out too damn quick. And my wife likes to fish from the bank,
Uh-huh.
and looking back at things, and I've got a bunch of ideas in my head that with my father is up in age, and I've got an uncle that kind of taught me to fish, and I hunted with him. Got another uncle that's got early stages of some deterioration of Alzheimer's and stuff like that coming about, and I kind of said, this is my level right here.
Yeah.
I need to spend time with my family, with getting the three brothers together, which is my dad and his two brothers, getting them
Yeah.
together, talking about their early life of fishing and where they grew up fishing and things like that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so that's where my channel's going. Just kind of I'm gonna do a whole. I've got it outlined in Trello. I use Trello as my stuff to kind of get everything categorized. But you know, growing up from creek fishing to pond fishing to river fishing to things like that. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm going.
No, I'm happy for you. And the goal is to do it full time?
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah, I've been on. I started YouTube. I don't even know. I think it started like 7 years ago, and I really didn't put anything. I just put videos out there every now and then.
Yeah.
But now I've sat down with the wife, and my full time job is in law enforcement.
Okay.
I've been beating streets for 27 years.
You're getting
So
ready to pension out.
well, we don't have a damn pension here in Georgia.
Ah, frick
Yeah.
it. You would have already been pensioned out at 20
Yeah,
years.
I would
wouldn't you?
already been
Oh my gosh.
sitting high on life somewhere.
Yeah, on a kayak somewhere for the last
Yeah.
7 years. All
So
right, keep going.
I'm only 52 years of age, but if I can get everything situated with my channel, get it monetized,
Yep.
get things, other income coming in, then I can retire, bring that pension in, and just enjoy life and fish and enjoy life. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, if you crank at it, it's possible. Call me up sometime. I can take you through the numbers of what is possible, at least if you grinded like I've grinded at it. And so we can have a conversation off podcast about that if you want. So give me a ring.
Oh yeah, certainly. And once again, I thank you for joining the show, man, and picking your brain about content creation. Hope you enjoy your time in Gunnersville. Hope you break
Oh,
your
heck yeah.
PB in Gunnersville. If you do break your PB, you've got to post it, dude.
Oh, heck yeah. I'll probably post it 17 times from 17 different angles and 7. I'm just kidding.
Get you a new catch board. And
I get a award board and all that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That'd be awesome. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, safe travels and just hang tight with me. Let me close out the show, Darren. I'm gonna throw you back in the green room for a minute. And everybody who's listening, who watched this podcast, Darren, shout out your socials right here, right quick for everybody.
It's the same thing across the board, which I was pretty impressed I was able to grab at Wendell Fishing. Everything. WendellFishing.com, kayakfishingwithseth.com is my podcast. So if you're a podcast junkie like I am, and a lot of people are, I'd love to see you over there. But Daniel, thank you so much for having me on, and everyone else listening in. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. And we'll have to get back with you after you break that PB in Gunnersville.
Deal.
But let me throw you back in the green room, close out this show, and I'll get back with you right quick, Darren.
Sounds good. Thank y'all.
Hey, thank y'all for joining the real Backwaters tonight. And man, what a great guest with Wendell and his fishing podcast. If y'all don't go over to his YouTube channel, he's got all the podcasts listed there. Y'all can watch them, listen to them while you're driving from home to work, wherever. If you're just sitting on the back porch sipping a cold beer. But once again, thank you for joining. If you didn't catch the live, you can catch the audio version come tomorrow on all the audio platforms. But thank you for watching, and hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week.
Reeling